storm. There's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never
Boys, how have we been?
Good.
Been good.
It's been a how do I say it? A rough stretch for the lads.
Hellish.
I haven't seen you guys in a little while.
It's been a minute.
Henry, how have you been? Johnny, how have you been? Let's just get it out on the table. You've got to be where I'm going to be. 4 straight losses prior to yesterday. What the hell is going on?
Where to begin, dude? Where to
Yeah.
begin?
Yeah, you
I
start. Henry, you start.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us got different aspects of what we see might be a problem, and probably a lot of things are like in the same line. And I think right there says a lot too. Like, I think each one of us has probably a pinpoint or an issue that we have, and I don't think anybody else is wrong on that either. So it's like you can have this discussion for as long as you want. I think you'll still find more when you talk about it too. It's just so much right now. To me, it's like I don't know who our final 11 is, and that's my first problem, and I don't think anybody does. And if I asked you two guys, I think we would all have probably 3 different answers. And I think that's kind of like, oh no, that's not good, like at all.
Actually, Henry, I'll push you on that one because I think that goes right into my point. Is I think we're seeing the difficulty of taking a championship side and essentially rebuilding it, and how do you fit those pieces in? And I think if you go back, and I'll be the first one to put my hand up, you go back 2 months ago, I was so excited to have all these shiny new toys to play with. And now I'm sitting there and I'm like, but you know, this doesn't really work with this, and this doesn't work with this. And like, I do believe what we saw yesterday, at least for a starting lineup, before Isak went off injured and before Frimpong went off injured, which injury crisis we'll get into a whole nother thing. But I think that is going to be more of the starting 11 we see. And I don't know if you guys saw the news, but apparently Mo Salah took all Liverpool mentions off of his like Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Yep.
Which I can understand why he's disgruntled, but at the same time, if this is, I'll ask both of you, how do you fit him in? He's the best player on the team. How do you fit him into the lineup with everyone else that we just bought, though?
I think that's going to be a problem because it looks like he just doesn't fit in.
He doesn't fit.
And that's kind of scary for a leading goal scorer. last season. That's scary to me because I'm like, what do we do with him? And can he fit? Will he fit?
Well, I will say there is an opportunity here with Isak getting injured. It's a groin injury. He's apparently going to miss a couple weeks. So Mo's going to be in there. I do think it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise for Arne Slot because Ekitike becomes the very obvious choice. And despite the price tag, he's the cheapest of the big signings. He's the one delivering.
Well, yeah.
No doubt. He looks brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
I do worry about Frimpong because I think Connor Bradley is subject to being overplayed. And we've seen in the past Joe Gomez, while he's one of my favorite players, has injury issues. And right now he's the backup for 3 positions. So, Kanate goes down. It's Gomez who goes in there. Bradley goes down. Gomez goes in. Virgil goes down. Gomez goes in. We're running thin back there.
Oh, yeah.
Do we like the formation that Slot rolled out yesterday, and with the starting 11 that he pushed?
So let me ask you this: when you say formation, are you talking about what they write down on the paper, or what we see with the transition between? Because they play 2 very different formations in attack and in defense.
Yeah, and Frimpong yesterday, he came out, changed a little thing, changed right away that too. Like when Frimpong went out, we're like, oh, all right, we got to.
It's very clearly 3 at the back with the ball.
Yeah, with them going like that, yeah.
I'm talking about with Ekitike and Isak up front. So basically, almost playing like a 4-4-2.
I actually didn't mind that though.
Yeah,
It was new. It was new.
So here's my thing with it. I love it because I think what it does is it occupies both center backs in most teams. Most teams are playing a 4 at the back. So unless you're playing 3 at the back, you've now occupied both center backs. And both of those players, Ekitike and Isak, have proven they can beat you one-on-one. So already advantage to the attack. Verts can operate in the space underneath, but again, what I was kind of alluding to earlier is Salah wants to drift in from that side. So now you have 3 players who want to occupy the width of the 18. And unless you have Frimpong out there providing that width, you lose an entire right channel of the field, essentially. Or you pin your best goal scorer to the touchline and reduce him to whipping crosses in, which is not what Mo Salah is there to do. In that same breath, I don't think Connor Bradley can do the same role Frimpong does, because I think Connor Bradley is more of a defender that goes forward, whereas Frimpong, I've always said, is a right-sided player. Right back, right mid, right wing. Does not matter. Put him on the right side, he does his thing. And that is the asset of having him out there. He gives you that natural width and allows you to basically overload the center with an Isak and Ekitike. So I don't know if it's sustainable going forward. I don't know how you get Mo in there. But I know you need to get Mo in there because, again, he's the best player on the team. You got to find a way to use him or cash in.
That's a big question. Everybody's been saying that too.
I don't like that because I don't. In my dream world, we win another league, we win another Champions League, and Mo retires a Red. In what I'm seeing over the course of, what have we played? Almost a dozen games.
Mm-hmm.
I think the future, he's either more of a super sub or a rotation player and less of the main man.
I think rotation is something that needs to have a discussion with them, because I wouldn't mind also that idea, or the 2 of them up in the front with Arne Slot's halftime changes sometimes because I mean he's been genius in them last season. This year, not so much. So far
Well,
this season, not so
uh,
much.
give him credit. First 5 games, those
Oh
changes
no,
won us the games. But the
the,
streak we've been on is rough.
yeah, the last four
Now,
have not been that great. And I will say for this though, if we can find a way to play with Verts and Mo, I think that could be really, really good too.
well,
But it's not working.
and Matt, let me know what you think on this one because I think part of the reason that we've had this skid is we're trying to tinker too much. We're caught in between two philosophies: the philosophy that won us the league last year, the philosophy we just bought all these players for. And if you try to do some hybrid thing with Zobazlai at right back, I swear to God, if I see that again, because by the way, best player on the pitch yesterday
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
by a
He
mile.
he is our number one player right now. I don't
I
care
think
what
Him,
anybody
yeah.
says.
him and Ekatike.
Yeah, the last few weeks, right? Like really just pushing it as much as they could.
So was 1A, Ekatike is 1B. Like
Yep.
you're hand in
And
hand.
Zobazlai is developing a characteristic that I absolutely love. And Henry can tell you this. I've said this for a decade. He reminds me of James Milner.
Yeah.
Put him anywhere. He just wants to play. He'll do the job. He's a 7 out of 10 every single week.
Yeah. For me, I feel like we just have all these expensive parts and they just either they don't know how to fit together, but in my mind, they're not going to fit together. You know what I mean? Like we've got to come to a point where we just got to take our best 11 and put our best 11 out there.
Well,
And damn, whoever's failing us get hurt. Because with Mo playing with these guys, I don't see it.
so okay. With that said, if we're going to put our best 11 out there, right now, goalkeeper is already decided just because of injury. But we know when Ali comes back, it's his.
Sure.
If we're talking best players, left back is Robbo.
Yep.
Kirkez has not taken it. I do think Kirkez is a player. It's there. I really want Robbo to mentor him because what Kirkez has is he's got that just unlimited energy and he'll run and he'll chase anything. He loves a lost cause, but he doesn't know when and where to apply it. And like there's a couple times I've seen him do it this year where he'll do the Robbo run where he goes from left back and he chases the ball all the way up until the goalie gets it and has to boot it down the field. And that was what made everyone fall in love with Robbo. The problem is Kirkez does that and no one else is ready for it.
No.
So now all of a sudden there's a giant hole at left back, and 2 passes later we're being exposed. Virgil's 2-on-1, and boom. So he's a year away. That's what I say. I think they bought him a year. He needs that extra year to develop. We know who our center backs are. If Konate can get his head out of his
Rear end.
rear. Yeah, because he looked great yesterday.
Yesterday was unbelievable.
Majority of the season, he looks like he's had his feet up in Ibiza.
Yep.
Unfortunately, right back is going to be Bradley right now. Although, honestly, depending on the game, if I want more defense, I want Bradley over Frimpong. But on a game like yesterday's setup, which I think is our ideal setup, I want Frimpong because he is, like I was talking about earlier, he's the width down the right side. Because I know we didn't have Gravenberch, but you would have Gravenberch in the middle with Zobazlai next to him. Gravenberch would be the guy who drops into the back line with Konate and Virgil to make your back three. Robbo can go up the left, Frimpong up the right.
Right.
You have
Yep.
2 targets in the center. Verts, I don't know if you were watching, but even when he wasn't getting the ball, Verts was picking up areas of space where there was no player within 5 yards of him.
He was waiting for it.
If,
He was waiting for the ball.
if he can get the ball in those pockets, I think that's the biggest difference. And to be fair, it was German opposition. He's a little more familiar with that play style. But if he can start translating that to the EPL, I mean, he looked brilliant. And I think it also needs to be said, Curtis Jones put on an absolute masterclass.
Yeah,
I think he completed something like 130 passes.
Yeah,
and let's back up to Sunday when Wirtz came on as a super sub. He
changed the
looked
game.
smart.
Yeah.
He was a game changer.
He changed the game. I think he's figuring it out little by little.
I do too, Henry.
I think he is. But like John says, it's also the price tag what makes a lot of pressure on him. And I think all three of us know we're patient with this. We are patient.
Mhm.
We know what we expect from him, and I know he's going to deliver. The only thing is, and I feel like what John was getting at with Kirkes starting, maybe not all the new toys needed to start off right away.
Yeah, that I'm in complete agreement there. But I love the thought process where John's going because it's right in line with what I'm thinking from yesterday's lineup. So John, continue on with what your thought was. So now we're in the midfield.
So in the
You got
midfield,
Ozzy, you got
so in
Sabo.
the midfield, I got Gravenberch, I got Zobazlai. Now, here's the beauty of it. You can drop in a McAllister if you need a stronger midfield, if you need a boss in midfield. You could drop a Jones in there. Either one of them. I think McAllister is your better option when he's fully fit. I don't think he's 100% just yet. So right now you're going Jones. But on paper, with your perfect lineup, it's probably McAllister. But right now, I think you play a two-man midfield with Verts playing just ahead of them. Now, the beautiful thing there is if you don't want to play Verts, if you need a more physical presence, you play Ekatike and Isak. You play both of them. Because again, you occupy two center backs because three-man backs are not as common as we like to think because they show up so often when a team is in possession. But out of possession, there's not too many teams playing a three-man back because what it turns into is your wing backs drop in and it's a five-man back line.
Yeah, it's 5-man
So
back.
you never truly have a three-man back line most of the time. But if you have a four-man back line and you can occupy both of those guys, and then you have someone like a Jones, like a Zobazlai, who makes those runs out of midfield into that space. Well, I got to mark you. I got to mark you. Hey, who's marking this guy showing up late? Frank Lampard made a killing off of doing that. And we herald him as one of the greatest midfielders of all time.
Hate him.
I don't like anything he did for his club, but I respect the skill.
Oh, I do too, but I hate him.
But I would like to point this out for everyone who wants to have that Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard debate. Ferguson tried to get Gerrard. Mourinho tried to get Gerrard. They had Scholes. They had Lampard.
Yep.
Ended debate. Thank you very much. Let's move on. So, moving into the front line. I think Gakpo has been an unsung hero this year.
You can't sit that guy.
He's doing everything right now. Assist, goals, and like it's funny. The announcer actually said it on the broadcast, and I wasn't like I don't really listen to the announcers too much when I'm watching games because I feel like they have their own agenda half the time. But they said something where you can't categorize Gakpo as a left winger because he's not. But he's not a striker. He's a forward.
Yeah.
And I feel like the game doesn't have a lot of forwards anymore. And it's beautiful that he's kind of carved out this role. And I'll be 100% honest. When we lost Luis Diaz, and by the way, look at what he's doing at Bayern. But when we lost Diaz, I thought we lost our productivity from the left side because we didn't have someone to take people on one and create a chance or break through. But there's a cerebralness to Gakpo's play where he doesn't always look to beat you one-on-one with a step over or flash or anything. He kind of like sizes you up, passes it back, gets it again, passes it back, cuts in behind you, ball might come. he waits for his opportunity, but when it comes, boy, does he deliver. I mean, his numbers, I'd have to look him up right now, but his numbers are great so far this season.
Yeah, for me, he's one of the guys that you can't drop. I would say him and Soboslai are the two that have to be in my lineup, outside of Konate and Virgil. But those two guys, they have to be in the lineup.
I would agree as long as Zoboslai is not playing right back.
I feel like we could throw Ikitike in that now too. To be honest with you, I'm really happy with his workforce. I don't.
Well,
I'm.
and with
never.
Isak injured, yeah, it's got to be him.
It's got to be him, and I feel like benching him just would make no sense. Like we did the last game, I was like, this is a little strange for him to not start right now when he's actually having a good streak. It was a little weird because I know he wanted to give Isak time. I understand that, but I do you guys remember when Slot said we believe he's 100% fit now? We can now judge him now.
Yep.
Clearly, I think Slot overestimated that because look what happened to him yesterday. I think it's going to still need some time for him to transition, but the player's there. I saw that he's there. It's just that little last 15% you would think, maybe 20 that he's missing.
Yeah,
and I think you hit the nail on the head with the price tag, because we see it with Verts, we're seeing it with Isak. I mean, two of the most expensive players
ever,
let alone in English history, let alone
Premier League,
let alone transfer history.
Yeah.
Like that's got to weigh on you. Whereas not Isak, Ekitike said, "Hey, I'm only leaving if I can go to Liverpool."
But he wanted to come down.
Whereas I think two of them are living with the weight of a price tag a little bit. One of them's living their dream and delivering. I think that's a little bit of the difference. But I do think all three will come good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that part of our team. My worry is on the back line. We're just conceding so easily.
Yeah.
Right? And now we're conceding every game. And it just seems to be lazy ass defending. And especially like on corners, set pieces, anything that's driven across the box. It's like fingers crossed, like we're gonna get a head on it, we're gonna get a body on it, and then we don't. Like on Sunday, there was 4 unmarked Man U behind the fire to knock that in.
So,
oh my god, dude, that was.
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to turn this over to Henry, because Henry's been chirping about defense all year. But yesterday, it was 7 passes from their back line. Keep in mind, they got the ball with their left back. 7 passes later, it was in the back of our net. I believe it was about 13 or 14 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Henry, I'm going to turn it over to you to say everything you've been saying for the last couple of weeks, because dead on, man. Like,
all right, so I'll basically say we all agree Konate has been not here. Like for the last few weeks, he's just not been that guy that we expect from him too. That's the part I think that makes us all a little annoyed with it. We expect this to be better than this because you've shown us how phenomenal you are. And this is just disappointing. Whether we might say, could he be somewhere else? The Real Madrid thought could be. We don't know. Could it just be maybe he's just not focusing on the game right? No matter what it is, you're stinking it up. We're not happy with it at all. John saw it with me the other day. Kirkhez and Virgil kind of having a little bit of it out with one another.
Yeah.
And that was I was like, that's going to blow up. And it did. And I was like, that's going to happen. I knew it was because you can see, I think that's the one thing me and John love about Virg. He points, he yells, he tells you what to do. There have been times where we've seen him go, stay where you are. And then that's where John says he runs up for no freaking reason sometimes. And I'm like, you didn't even get the ball, dude. That's the problem. Or we know, the shuffle that makes people nervous when Robbo comes at you and they're like, what do I do with this? And nobody is scared of Kirkus just yet because they're like, dude, you've been messing up a lot. So that's the one thing I was just like, oh, that came out. And then do you remember when you got hit in the face by that ball?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Van Dijk could care less. He looked at him and he's like, I could care less right now. Like, he was just like, you deserve that. There's so many problems right there. And then, like John brought it earlier, I love him a lot. It's a good thing that Frimpong is now injured, but even you, my brother, have been lackadaisical sometimes. And yesterday was his best game. I will say that. Yesterday was his best game. Connor Bradley's best game. But what has he should have had two. He should have had two. And remember, John, what did we say yesterday? Why do none of these boys just whip it? When you have the spot, you have it open, take the shots. And John has said it so many times. I have said it so many times. Sobo's had some, remember? Verts has had some. Gakpo's had some. Moa's had some. Where we're like, why did you pass? You shouldn't have shot. And then other times we're like, Mo, you should have passed instead of shooting. It's the thinking sometimes. But with that back line,
Dude,
I can understand Virgil's headaches because sometimes I'm feeling it right there. I'm like, what are we watching here? What are you guys doing? Why are you
well,
doing
and that's
things?
a little bit of where, trying to fit too many of the new pieces come in because, like, okay, you got Virgil and Kanate. They know what they're
Solid.
doing next to each other. But now you got a brand new left back, and not just a left back, but a left back that bombs forward. So, like, with our play style, there's a lot of understanding that needs to happen there that's not there. Same thing on the other side. Kanate knew how to cover Trent.
Yeah.
Frimpong's a different animal. And, like, personally, I love Connor Bradley. I think I prefer Connor Bradley at right back. I like Frimpong as more of a, again, if we know we're going to have a lot of the ball, being that right-sided player. But if I need a defender, I want Connor Bradley in there.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
But here's my big question, because if Jurgen Klopp was at the club right now, Joe Gomez would have been in for Kanate 4 games ago.
Yeah.
So my question is, what does Slot not like about Gomez?
Well, that's the question.
Or why are we trying to let these players, and this could be another thing, why are we trying to let these players play through these things when we have other hungry players that are capable behind them? Now, I know it's early in this season, and I know Champions League has this league format, and as we found out last year, winning the league format doesn't mean shit.
Nope.
We're letting players like Kirkis has had 6 games to figure this out, and it's not happening, man. Robbo came in and had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Konate finally had a good game after 4 or 5 games of just absolutely, dropping the ball, like losing his mark, not picking up. Even the first Manchester United goal, first off, referee should have stopped it for a head injury, but that's a whole other thing. Michael Oliver, what do you expect? But Van Dijk's running back, and he's pointing for Konate to cover. 2 things. Van Dijk should have been running and covering on his own instead of expecting Konate. But Konate needs to know and see that and identify that danger and pick it up. Like, that's the point of a center back partnership. And they just don't seem to be working together. And even yesterday, I'll say it, they looked better, but they looked individuals. That was not a partnership.
They haven't looked to be a team all year long, to be fair.
There's something I don't like, and I know Konate. There's all that rumor about him asking for more money, and I know Virgil got the contract and everything. But to be fair,
Virgil deserved it.
one of you is Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
The other one is trying to make a name as Konate, and you're well on your way, but you're not there yet, man.
So do you think, I'm asking both of you, I want both of your opinions. Do you think with Gomez, Slot is just so afraid because there's no depth at center back without us getting Gahey? And we all know how injury prone Gomez is. Does he just not want to take that risk and put him in?
Well, see, like what John said before, why are we having players sit on the bench when they're perfectly good to play? When we have players that are not looking great and we're still starting them. I agree with you on that right there, brother. I think so. We all agree Mo's not playing great. Do we bench him? I think we all remember a game where literally Klopp has benched Mo. I think we all remember a game. All of us can remember games where he's benched him. He's had a poor run. Sorry, dude, you're not starting. Or what Mo would tell him, like what Klopp would tell Mo, you've been playing this many games. You need a break. It's not going to happen. You're not going to play. That's it. And he's done it publicly. He's done it to Mane, right? We've seen him do it to a majority of players, especially whether it be injuries or just too many games or just be like, again, you're not playing well, whatever it might be. He's done it also to Chiesa, which is a lot of good energy. And I mean, a lot of games where he's come on, he's looked great.
Chiesa looks
He's
phenomenal.
He looks great.
right. But what I'm saying is, Henry, is he pulls Kanate or sits him, puts Gomez goes in and blows a freaking hammy or does something, and like now he's got to throw Kanate back in, and then where are we going? We're throwing Endo back there. That's where I'm trying to get to is like, what's his hesitation? Because I would put Kanate on the bench right now.
Well, especially when you think about, was it the COVID season that Gomez and Virgil played together?
Yeah, and they were stellar.
And I mean, what we won the league with like 7 games to play or something like that. It was an obnoxious amount. And everyone's going to write it off as COVID season. You know, the last 10 games weren't played in front of crowds, but the league was over by then.
Yeah.
But like the two of them know how to play together. It's been a little while, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I almost wonder if it's a little bit of are you trying to please Kanate to get him to sign a new deal or something? But like, I mean, I don't know. There's so many other things. But while we're on the topic of defense, and since it came up, the Manchester United game, if we're going to talk about how to defend, one of the simplest things in the world is corners. And why the heck is McAllister marking Harry Maguire? I am taller than McAllister, and Henry can attest I am not a tall man.
I can attest too.
Yeah. I am not a tall man. I am taller than McAllister. Harry Maguire, Slabhead, is a giant.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
6'4", 6'5", and that's what they list him at, so you can probably give him another inch.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I know zonal marking is a whole thing and everything, but like, we proved it against Frankfurt. Why do you not put your biggest guys on their biggest guys to get in the way? Small guys, pick up the scraps, occupy the spaces. Big dudes on big dudes. Like, I'm sorry.
I think he learned it from that game, John.
Well,
I think he learned it from that game.
That because it wasn't just one corner. It wasn't just the one he scored.
Multiple.
I think I texted it to you at least 4 or 5 times, and I was just baffled.
And can you guys answer me this? Because I'm sitting there. I'm at this bar in Baltimore on Sunday. FYI, I'm starting, and you guys can join me if you want. I'm going to start road tripping to the best soccer bars in every major city in the United States. I started on Sunday in Baltimore, but I'm sitting there with my buddy that doesn't know shit about soccer. And I'm going, why is Gapco taking these corners?
Yeah.
He's got to be another freaking redwood in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I know. It is surprising that we kept on seeing that, and I was like, he's amazing at that.
That's where not having McAllister in there for delivery hurts, because personally, now that we don't have Trent, Robbo and Zobazlai are probably your two best deliveries. Maybe Verts as well. But I'd rather have Zobazlai sitting around the top of the 18.
With that hammer.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want, I could see Verts and McAllister dropping them in there. And yeah, go give me Isak, Ekitike, Virgil, Kanate, Gakpo. 5 players, half the team.
Starting NBA team.
Yeah.
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 Every single one of them is over 6 foot.
Right. They're all 6'4" plus. That's what I don't get. Like, we're talking the Prem, we're talking Champions League. You're telling me that you don't have 5 other guys out on the pitch that can take a corner?
Yeah, no.
And serve a delivery? That we gotta tuck Gapco out there?
Which,
I think that's
now,
that's
to
a
be
crazy
fair,
part.
he did drop an absolute dime in there.
Yeah, but like I want his 6'4" statue in there.
Yeah.
To me, like the way I would position it, I say I got these 5 guys that are all 6'4" plus. I want all of them in the box to elevate and hopefully poke one home.
Yeah.
So my perfect corner setup is let's assume we have the lineup that we started with yesterday. But you go and you stick Frimpong on the keeper. You stack 4 of the guys on top of the 18 around like the D. You stick Kanate or Virgil on the penalty mark. 1 breaks front post, 3 break back post, penalty mark goes to goalkeeper, Frimpong drops out. You put that ball in there, and to Matt, your point, you're bound to hit one of those giants.
Right.
There were a lot of them yesterday too. Remember, Konate's that was his second attempt at the ball at the goal or third attempt?
And one of my biggest things, and Henry, you've heard me say this to the point where your ears are probably going to start bleeding when I say it now, but back post, crash the back post.
Just run in there.
I mean,
just run in there.
Look at Harry Kane's goal yesterday for Bayern. All he did, he literally walked from the corner of the 6 to the back post and tapped it in, and no one marked him because everyone's looking to the ball. The easiest place to go, back post. And majority of players are going to be shooting around the goalie. Well, guess what happens when they miss wide? Ends up at your feet at the back post.
Yeah.
I used to absolutely hate that as a defender. When I sat there and all of a sudden I hear someone running over my shoulder, it's just like, because there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, for my question is like, don't you think that would also make the players that are defending, if we put in, like, let's just say, just like that, let's just say we do the 2 front too. You got Isak, Ekitike, Konate, Virgil, and let's just put in there, maybe if there is no Mo, maybe we do a Gakpo as well. Let's just say that's one of the formations. Who do you think the defenders go, who do we pick out of all of them? And if John says run into the box, who do you pick? Who are you going to defend? They all score.
Throw in Gravenberch and Zobazlai. How many other teams have 7 players over 6 foot?
And if they all run in, who do you choose to defend? Because remember, before times when it was like that, who do they always pick? Either Mo or Mane, and sometimes Bob, because they're like, one of these 3 guys is trying to get this in.
Well, and that's one of the things where, like, I think Ekitike is, and Henry's heard me say it, but he's already my favorite of the summer signings.
Great one.
He reminds me of Bobby Firmino in a way I can't fully describe, but like, man, he's got that flair, like he's playing with friends out in a park. And that goal he scored, I mean, first off, Robbo to pick his head up and identify that ball and curl it into his path. But also, Ekitike just picked it up and went, I got the ball, cut across you, you're not touching this, slot.
Well, I'll say this.
Thank you.
I'll say this. We're 2 months into the season. He's been our best player. Am I wrong?
Him and Zobazlai. by far.
For me, his attitude for Ikitike kind of reminds me when I watch back at stuff. It kind of is like very full of himself, like Torres. I really like that. Like he's very confident in himself. Like he likes who he is. I believe in myself. I can do this. I'm like, it's very Torres-esque, if you want me to be honest with you.
So
Like,
Torres,
I'm okay.
Torres El Nino, right? Like,
I'm
yeah.
okay with that. With as long as he avoids the injuries.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like I'm gonna push into that box. I'm gonna get inside that ball. I'm gonna get that ball. I'm gonna try to, if anything, I'm gonna do something with it. And I'm like, even though I wasn't blessed with those years, I watched it on YouTube and I was like, he's a very ballsy dude. Like he's very ballsy. Like, all
That
right,
and
fine.
like the flicks, the little the
Yeah.
blind passes around the corner. That's got that little bobby to him too.
yeah,
And like, man, you want to talk about two of my favorite players? If you can put them together,
I'm at the point now when he's on the pitch, I'm expecting something.
I feel confident a little bit more. I feel a little bit more confident, to be honest with you. Because I just like his attitude. I love it, dude. You can't buy that. You really can't. And like John said, maybe it is the price tag. Maybe it is going, all right, well, you know what? I might have been the cheapest, but I will be the best.
but again, he's the one who said, "I will only move if I can go to Liverpool." He picked his spot. The others came because of the money. Now, I'm not saying they didn't want to come, but they came because, hey, 130 offer came in, 150 offer came in. Whereas Ekitike, it was like, hey, they met your buyout clause. You can go to Newcastle or you can go to Liverpool. I'm only going to Liverpool.
Yeah, he waited. He waited. Yeah, that was the thing.
I'm only going to Liverpool. And he showed up and delivered.
In Sunday, Gapco hit 3 freaking pipes.
Oh man, dude. Oof.
He had enough.
Oh man. But they were screamers too.
Gakpo should have had 4. Connor Bradley should have had 2.
Yeah, I mean,
It could have been a
could have been a
trounce.
bludgeoning by us.
That is the one thing me and John said yesterday. We want to, if we can make this a good game, this will make us feel a lot better. Like John was like 5, 6, or 7. I'm like, I will take any of those. Just win this game confidently. And I feel that'll help.
Okay, so let's back up real quick. You like the performance that we had yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the performance we had? Are you saying, because this is what I'm saying, look at the opponent. It's not the greatest. It's good that we didn't lose a 5th game in a row for the first time since 1953. But I don't know. Like, Wirtz had a great game, but it was in what John said 20 minutes ago, his comfort level of the Bundesliga. I don't know. Like, I don't feel all that great. Like, Saturday, 3:00, I'm not feeling all that great. What do you guys say?
I feel
Henry, you take this one.
Let the positivity roll. I mean, me and John were talking about it. I'm like, I think this will help him a lot. Confidence looked low. I think we might all agree on that, right? Every game lost, head a lot lower, looking down at the ground, barely looking at the fans, trying to clap as much as possible. It's gotten worse and worse and worse in each and every game. I think yesterday was huge smiles. Dude, they were smiles all over the place. Everybody was happy. Everybody needs that confidence boost. I think me and John were talking about if Mo Salah could get one in, because, man, does he need one right now. Close many times, but sadly he couldn't get it. And a little bit of greed. He could have gotten a beautiful assist, but he didn't want to. But that's okay. Maybe he can work on that. But I think right now we have to let this momentum give them that fire in their belly that they clearly seemed a little like small embers. And really now, just if we can keep this going, yeah, keep it going, because nothing helps your confidence more than winning games. And I think right now, mentality wise, if you want me to be honest, their mentality still not over things that happened for them during the summer. I'm never going to let that go. I'm sorry. It just can't.
I don't think
your,
any of us can.
It's your brother. It's your brother that was on there, and now all of a sudden he's gone. Like, I'm sorry. And there was no talks about him really leaving either. We knew it was mostly Nunez. Everybody said it. So we thought, great, Jota would be a great one. And to see everybody, and like John says, when a player moves in the back line and we knew each other, you knew how to fill that in. Maybe that also was the same way in the locker room and in the bench and everything else like that. That dude's not there. And to be honest with you, I don't think that could ever leave a team, especially this season when it was really impactful. I think even for us fans, I'm not gonna lie, definitely shed way, way a lot of tears. I'm never gonna deny that. But for them, I think that would be so much harder, and I don't know how you get over that. I don't know how. I don't. I really don't. And especially you saw Mo. We saw him choke up twice this season at the end.
Yeah.
The first game and the second game, right? Choked up. I'm like, bro, that dude's not here. That dude wants to be, but he's not.
And speaking about Jota, how cool was that yesterday?
I love that. I love that yesterday. Forever 20. That was the most nicest thing I've ever. I choked up a little bit. I was like, that is so nice. Is
classic.
yeah.
Frankfurt Fantasy Club.
So let's look forward to Saturday. We got a 3 p.m. game against Brentford. We don't know Isak yet, right? But we're all assuming he's out because of the groin.
Gravenberch as well, possibly.
I don't think he's back yet.
Do we?
Yeah, right. So he might be out.
We roll out what we rolled out yesterday.
Well, you can't roll out Frimpong, so your back line. Okay,
it's
so
let's go. Bradley.
Well, yeah, but I mean, minus the injuries, but like,
okay, yeah.
Are we gonna roll out that type of look that we rolled out yesterday?
Can I ask you a question though? McAllister or Curtis Jones?
Right now,
yeah.
I hate to say it because I love Mac. He's our freaking little assassin. I gotta go with Jonesy. I hate to say it. I gotta go.
I want to assess how McAllister is because, like John, has seen it now. Even like I said a while ago, but I maybe just overblown it. But I was just like, he just doesn't seem like himself. And the last 2 games, dude, what was really weird? His head injury. He got better after that, which threw me off. I was like, what happened here? Like, did someone knock some sense back into you? Because you're playing way better now after you got hit. And I'm like, all right.
Maka also has a tendency to when he gets hit, he comes out with a fire.
He gets pissed.
As far as this weekend, I'm inclined to go Jones because I expect, is it at Anfield or are we going to them?
I think we're going to them.
I think we're away.
Okay, but still, we get to go see Hendo again, and I think Jones is gonna want to, kind of be like a, hey buddy.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of extra motivation there. And I think that's one of the things you got to play into, especially people kind of forget. I know Trent left on a bad note with a lot of people, but I still absolutely love him because he was a Scouser and he went and won absolutely everything with this team. That's Jones too. He's been here. He's won everything. He loves it. He does he will die for this club. Hendo was the guy who brought us there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jones is kind of doing his little hey, I know Virgil's got a year or 2 left. I'm about to step in. Because I would not be upset with Curtis Jones as a captain. I love Curtis Jones.
I love that attitude.
I feel like he's the type of player that when he's on good form,
he's untouchable.
Right. And if you keep rewarding him for that good form, it's only going to elevate his game. Whereas if you pull him back and say, all right, you're going to come on in the 75th, 80th minute, I feel like that hurts him.
I think that only benefits him when you're doing it for rest reasons.
Yep.
But if it's like a form thing, he's one of those players, and I know I just criticized letting people play through bad periods. He's a player you kind of have to let play through a rough patch. Because I feel like, and this is going to sound really weird, his rough patches last around 100 to 120 minutes. Now, if you only give him 70 to 90 a game, 20 minutes, it's going to take him 6 games to get through that rough patch. You just took away a chunk of the season.
Yep.
Or you let him play through it for 2 games, and by the end of the second game, he's coming out on the purple side. So there's definitely a little bit of that. I do worry because he's another player we've had to kind of treat with cotton gloves because of
His
injury
foot,
issues.
always his foot.
Yeah, but I mean, I would love to see Robbo, Virgil. It's probably going to be Kanate, but I would like to see Joe Gomez, Connor Bradley. I think Gravenberch is still going to be out, so we're probably looking at a give me Jones and Zoboslai in the middle. Let Zoboslai be the one sitting a little deeper. Gakpo, you have to play him right now. Verts, Ekitike, and let's throw Salah out there again. Because, Isak's got the groin injury. So, and what I would like to see is let Salah drift in
Please,
and
please.
and play, if possible, play Jones on the right side and have him float to the outer section. So you can still have kind of the two central people like we had with Isak and Ekitike, but it will be Salah and Ekitike. And you get your additional player wide with Jones. Now it leaves us vulnerable in the midfield, but maybe either Bradley or Robbo come in and fill that in, and the other one creates your back three. I mean, there's definitely something to be worked on there, but I feel like, especially if you're playing Verts, occupying both center backs opens up so much space for him, and we saw what he can do with that.
Yes, please. Yesterday was nice to see that. And it might be, Matt, he's comfortable playing there. But if we can get that transition to come to the Prem, I think it can work. It's just got to be, like John says, sometimes some players need to play through their ruts.
Yep.
I think Verts is one of them, too. I think we just got to let him play through his ruts. Like Mo, we've seen it with Mo, too. Give him 5 bad games. What happens after that? The guy's on hot streak again.
Yeah, 7 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mo, I don't think it's a problem with his form. I think it's a problem of where he's being positioned.
Oh, no, that's why I said John knows what I hate the most, what they do with Mo. John knows I say it like a broken record. I don't like him so far wide. I hate it so much.
But that's the problem with Ekitike and Isak. Now you have 3 players all sitting
deep in the
inside
middle.
the 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, and everybody's saying Mo's off. He's lost a step. It's
Different system.
It's
different system.
Different tactical formation. It's all the new toys that are being brought in, and he doesn't fit with them.
No. But I also feel like maybe we should ask the question too, is like, Mo, I think it's okay for you to assist now, bro. I think you're perfect to help out to maybe assist a little bit. Not every game, but also sometimes you got to make better decisions because like John was just like, dude, you should have just passed it along to the front, Mo, and it would have been a goal, and it would have been a nice one.
Hey, here's a phenomenon. Use your right goddamn foot.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, like it would have been like, oh, there it is. There's the you could have used that.
You got 2 feet.
So
hey, hello. Like
I'm going to touch on this for like 2 seconds real quick, but one of my favorite Liverpool players and just players in general is Adam Lallana. Because that man had a wand of a left foot, a wand of a right foot, and a Cruyff turn like no one else.
Just sucks his injuries.
The fact that there are so many professional footballers who are restricted to a single foot mind boggles me. Now, don't get me wrong. I would do horrible things to have Mo's left leg. But come on, bro. Like, I'm right-footed, but I can even swing the left peg from time to time.
Yeah.
Or I think just use it to put your foot out, just to like boop in. Like that's a good one, Matt. That's just like, yeah, just use the other one.
Yeah, like you don't instead of using the outside of your left, just stick your right foot out.
Yeah,
just use the other one.
I mean, to me, it's elementary. Like, it's so stupid, and he consistently every single time just wants to use that goddamn left foot
it's to set himself up too. You notice it too. He tries to line himself up, and I'm like, oh man, you didn't need to do that either. Like you didn't. You're still like we've seen him raw, right, John? We've seen him
Well,
just
and
take
that's the
over
thing. Like,
raw.
I hate to say it, but like, you're predictable.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Dios mío. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And like, as a defender, that's the first thing we look for. Like, do you have a habit? Okay, cool. That's what I'm going to look for. And like for Mo, if I'm coming up against him, okay, dude, go down the sideline every single time you want. I'm not letting you cut inside. You want to go down the sideline, have fun, go for it. But like, you, unless you know you have assistance coming, you can't let them cut inside.
Mm-mm.
And defenders know that now. And when they see that happening, the inside guy slides, which, Henry, to your point, when you see that inside guy slide, square pass across the top of the 18, and there should be someone there to just slot it home bottom corner.
Many times, right? We've seen that. People right there. Right there.
And I
Which
was
I hate to say, that used to be where Bobby was.
Yeah. And I was always taught as a defender, learn the habit, defend the habit.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. And
Yeah.
as soon as you can do that and you lock that down.
But even more than that, for the offense, I'll tell you this, Matt, because you're talking this. When we were children, I was always taught, when you hit the 18, shoot. How many times are we hitting the 18 and recycling the ball? Take a shot. Goalie spills it. One of your teammates gets a rebound, tap in.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the ball, guys.
Yep.
If we have 56 touches in the opponent's box, that's 5 more shots we should have had. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah, we don't pull.
take a shot.
We don't pull the trigger enough anymore.
I hate to say it used to be called pulling an Arsenal because they always used to walk the ball into the net.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they did walk the ball into the net a couple of very pretty times, but you can't expect that on every goal.
Take the shot.
Yep. All right, boys, we're out of time. We didn't even get to Champions League. We didn't get to real quick, Johnny, score on Saturday. Liverpool, Brentford.
I don't trust our back line, so I think they're going to sneak at least one. So give me 3-1.
Henry.
I'm gonna go with. Actually, I'm feeling confident. I'm gonna go a 1-0.
That's where I'm going. All right, boys. Thanks for joining. Everybody else, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Pleasure. Be good.